We only read 3, and it's already an hour and 20 minutes past. A couple of long ones that we had today, eh? A county fair. What could the anomalous aspect be of this one? Euclid. Baseline containment of access points to SCP-1323 consists of passive monitoring of nearby communities in order to identify solicitations for contributions for SCP-1323's contest. Solicitations typically appear approximately 7 to 10 weeks prior to each access point's activation in the form of large parchment or vellum notices glued onto the side of various buildings. Once a solicitation has been identified, D-class with relevant skills are to be selected and provide appropriate materials to create an entry for each competition. Entries are to be delivered to the access point immediately once they have been completed and no later than 10 days prior to the activation of the access point. Active containment is only necessary once an access point activates and consists of erecting security checkpoints immediately outside the access point under the guise of an anti-terrorism security measures. All individuals attempting to enter SCP-1323 will be provided a membership wristband, which is to contain a miniature GPS tracker, wireless camera, microphone, and transmitter. Attempts to fully prevent civilians from entering SCP-132 have resulted in Attempts to fully prevent civilians from entering SCP-1323 have resulted in individuals spontaneously appearing in SCP-1323, usually escorted by an employee of SCP-1323. There. Stop doing that. I don't know what is happening here. Here we go. SCP-132. SCP-1323 denotes both an anomalous region of space that can only be accessed from one of the 4 access points located in the British counties of Redacted, and the event that occurs within this region. The interior of SCP-1323 resembles a large open field with permanently cloudy and or overcast skies. Travel in any direction will result in a return to the main activity space. Each access point is active for 7 to 12 consecutive days at some point during the month of October and November. Only one access point is active at any given time. Each access point is located no more than 1.5 kilometers from the closest SCP-2952 terminal. Located in this field is a fairground consisting of an exhibition hall, a livestock pavilion. That's the word pavilion. And a sideshow. Interspersed throughout the fairgrounds are a variety of information and tickets, kiosks, food stalls, and wandering entertainers. All buildings appear to be made of heavily weathered and cracked granite blocks, and non-permanent structures such as game stalls are typically constructed of aged wood, threadbare cloth, and lightly corroded non-ferrous metals. So is the SCP aspect just the fact that you're just stuck there? You play with us forever. Come play with us, Johnny. Come play with us, Danny. That's the name, not Johnny. It's here's Johnny. That's Johnny, but it's Danny, the child's name. My lips are acting up once again. The exhibition hall contains a large array of entries into various judging competitions. All entries are homemade, and categories have included quilts, jams, and jellies. Photography with separate categories for black and white color and Kirlian. Swords and daggers, gemstone stationery. This is so annoying. Because I can feel it when I talk. Gemstone stationery, watercolor paintings, embroidery, and musical instruments. The top 3 winners in each category will have a letter sack appear within the primary residence, coinciding with the deactivation of the epical access point. DNA analysis of the letter matches Bos Taurus. I assume that's a bull. Each sack contains 13 coins composed of a pure metal, weighing 1 pound, 0.4536 kilograms each, with the first place winner receiving gold coins, the second place winner receiving silver coins, and the third place winner receiving copper coins. Entrants in any category receives free passes to SCP-1323 and are allowed access to employee restricted areas. Surveillance recorded from D-Class personnel revealed that these restricted areas appear to be underground with earthen walls and ceilings. Although entrants are generally confined to large rooms, D-Class have previously been able to access other areas which appear to be a complex systems of passageways whose layout is topologically inconsistent. Fairground employees can occasionally be seen moving through these passages, although they will uniformly escort non-employees back to the original chamber if seen. So not only are you stuck there, but it's also like a labyrinth. Very Pac-Man-like. The livestock pavilion is separated into quarters, each containing a different category of animal. These are bovines, various breeds of cattle, equines, various breeds of horses, and unicorn. You guys got fucking unicorns? Canines, various breeds of hunting dogs and wolves. You got wolves? And porcines? Pigs, hogs, and boars. In addition to the judged competition for best example of each animal category, there are irregular exhibitions, demonstrations involving the animal, such as trick riding, obstacle courses, and death matches. The sideshow consists of a variety of games, sides, and attractions. These include standard attractions such as ring toss, bobbing for apples, skee ball, carousels, Ferris wheels, and mirror mazes, as well as anomalous attractions such as shooting ranges, freak shows, and guess your weight booths. And we have 2 footnotes here. For shooting ranges, the targets are small live humanoid labeled as goblins or pixies by the game style employees, and guess your weight booths is all D-Class who have tried this type of game have their weights immediately and radically altered to match that guess regardless of the degree of the mass change. Okay. Participation in any of these requires from 1 to 15 tickets. The food stalls sell typical fair food such as roasted poultry legs, deep-fried sweets, ice cream, snack cakes, chocolate sandwich cake, cookies, and ambrosia have all been previously identified. Candy floss, caramel, apples, beer, and lemonade. Price ranges from 5 to 10 tickets. Approximately 17% of all patrons known to have ingested those foodstuffs fail to leave SCP-1323 before the local access point deactivates and have been later identified as fair employees. It reminds me very much of the hotel in Percy Jackson where you cannot leave. You just play. And of course in the movie they also, I forgot if it was in the book, but in the movie they had like the lotus, I'm not really sure what it was, like biscuits? Something like some fruit that's shaped like a lotus flower, and they ate it, and it made that the need to stay in a hotel increase much more. So it feels very much reminiscent to that, and of course that's all based off the actual myth, where like I believe it was like an island where the people just couldn't leave because they were having a good time, and then like when they did leave, they realized like, oh, a lot more time has passed than what we thought did. The information kiosks provide maps of the fairground program schedules and sell the tickets that are used throughout the fair. Ticket prices are constant across appearances of SCP-1323 and consist of the following: 1 ticket, a joyful laugh and a soulful tear; 5 tickets, a cherished memory; 10 tickets, a year and a day; 25 tickets, a lost love; and 100 tickets, a favor. Civilians and Foundation personnel who purchase tickets will display a variety of mental, emotional, and behavioral abnormalities for up to 7 years, and frequently report a compulsion or sense of foreboding if they are prevented from following any unusual or abnormal impulses during that time. Fairground employees are all dressed in clothing and costumes consistent with styles from the early 20th century. The behavior and terminology of the employees is strongly reminiscent of stereotypical accountable brokers from the same time period. Only 37% of employees appear to be human, while the remainder are anomalous humanoids. The morphology varies considerably from individual to individual, including heights ranging from approximately 75 to 215 centimeters, skin tones including pure white, various shades of blue and green, and dark brown, and exaggerated or non-standard placement of facial features. All attempts to interview employees or interact with them in any way other than as part of their duties are rebuffed with suggestions to take it over to management. No member of management has ever been located despite repeated requests for interviews and exploration of restricted areas. So you cannot talk to them. They're not willing to answer any questions. The Foundation's biggest nightmare. Any aggressive action taken towards the employees, other patrons, fairground structures, or contest entries result in rapid appearance of large, muscular entities who reject the offending individual from the active access point. Longest recording response time was 2.6 seconds. So they are we're here. What it would be a shame if I sabotage this game, and then some big burly dude shows up behind you like, yeah, it would be a shame if I kicked you out of this place now, wouldn't it? And you're like, I'm sorry. Individuals who eject are only able to enter any access point in the future and typically display minor cosmetic changes such as unnatural skin pigmentation changes, rapid cartilage growth of the face and head, and increased body hair growth rate. These cosmetic changes are permanent and will rapidly restore themselves if surgically corrected. Now, I think I understand much better what this is referencing to. To the overlapping time frame that SCP-1323 and 2532 can be accessed, as well as the demeanors of the respective proprietors or connection has been hypothesized. Inquiries regarding SCP-2523 have resulted in the aforementioned large entities appearing and demanding a cessation of this line of questioning. Failure to comply has resulted in permanent ejection, similar to threatening fairground staff. Is this a reference to the Pinocchio county fair, where all the kids became donkeys at the end? Because it feels like it's a reference to that. Can somebody in the comments tell me if I'm hot or cold? Because the fact that they transform, they shape into these type of things, made me think of that. I might be wrong though. I might just misunderstanding the thing. But I do feel like there's a sort of small reference there, right?